To understand what I'm about to tell you, you need to do something first. You need to believe in the impossible. Can you do that? Good. You see that red blur? That's me. That too. There I am again. My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. When I was a child, I saw my mother get killed by something impossible. My father went to prison for her murder. Then an accident made me the impossible. To the outside world, I'm an ordinary forensic scientist, but secretly, with the help of my friends at Star Labs, I used my speed to fight crime and find others like me. My first superhero outfit, let's just say it was a little tight. I found my mother's murderer, and it turned out that he was my childhood hero and went by the name of the Reverse Flash. One of my best friends, Siska Ramon, has vibe powers and is also a little addicted to Fortnite. The other, Caitlin Snow, had a sister and they shared the same body throughout their entire childhood, and we call her sister Killer Frost. I thought I would finally get justice for my family after I got my dad out of prison, but shortly after, he got killed by my adult hero, who turned out to be the evil speedster, Zoom. After defeating Zoom and saving the multiverse, I ran back in time and created the alternate timeline Flashpoint. Then when I restored the timeline to how it was, I figured out that things were not how I left them. I had to share an office with Julian. I hate that guy. I also brought new threats to our world after Flashpoint. Then in an attempt to stop the evil speedster Savitar, I was accidentally thrust into the future, and I saw him murder my adopted sister, who is also my wife. I did everything in my power to change the future, however, I couldn't stop it, and HR ended up sacrificing himself for Iris. Then just after witnessing HR's death, I had to sacrifice myself to save the world. Then my BFF Cisco released me from the Speed Force, and new threats were opened up to the world that were created by a villain named DeVoe, and only my comic relief sidekick, Ralph Dibny, survived his meta attacks. But when my daughter Nora came back to the future to help, she changed the present, and our world was more dangerous than ever. Then a serial killer was on the loose, and we had to hire Sherlock Wells to help find him.
Sherlock, L-O-Q-U-E, Sherlock in French.
Then Dr. Ramsey was trying to cure a disease that had taken over his body, but instead of curing himself, he became the bloody, evil villain known as Bloodwork. And in the end, we had to take him to Argus for safekeeping. And then an event caused there to be a crisis on Infinite Earths because all of the multiverse was being threatened. I joined up with the Legend, Supergirl, the Green Arrow, and other heroes to defeat a threat called the Anti-Monitor. However, Oliver would end up sacrificing himself to save the world, and in his remembrance, I would make the Justice League. Then we would face a villain called the Mirror Monitor, who would trap my wife in a mirrorverse. We also trained up young metahumans such as Chester and Allegra, and they would eventually join Team Flash and even get married. Then we would face the Strength, Fear, Still, and Speed Force. After we restored balance to the forces, I would team up with the Reverse Flash in an epic lightsaber battle to defeat a speedster from the future named Godspeed. Then Thawne would take my life and make me the Reverse Flash, and I had to cause an event called Armageddon to get my life back. Then I would face a red bat speedster named the Red Death, and she created her own Legion of Doom with villains including Captain Boomerang and Chillblaine. Then Eddie Thawne came back from the dead and eventually would regain all his memories. Eddie became bitter and became Cobalt Blue. Eddie would then go on to create a team of evil speedsters including my greatest rivals, Zoom, Savitar, Godspeed, and of course, the Reverse Flash. Then I would bring my team, which would consist of Chillblaine, Keon, Cecile, Allegra, and my daughter Nora to face Eddie. After defeating all the previous villains, all I had to do is talk to Eddie and we stopped fighting. I am the Flash.